There comes a time in life when the mirror in front of you no longer reflects who you are. You stare at your reflection and you don't recognize the person staring back. The light in your eyes has faded, your smile forced, your dreams distant, and your heart feels heavy, broken, lost between who you were and who you are trying to become. That's when you realize, sometimes, in order to rebuild yourself, you have to break. Pain changes people. Failure reshapes them. Loss transforms them. We don't grow when life is easy. We grow when life tears us apart. And that's what happened to me. I broke myself, not because I was weak, but because I was tired of living inside a version of me that no longer served my purpose. I shattered my comfort zone, piece by piece. I tore away my excuses, one by one, and I stood alone, vulnerable, afraid, uncertain, but determined to rebuild from the ground up. Because sometimes the only way to find yourself is to lose yourself first. When you reach rock bottom, something magical happens. The noise disappears, the opinions fade. And for the first time, you hear your own voice clearly. That's where I found my strength, not in success, not in applause, but in silence, in the dark moments when nobody believed in me, not even myself. That's when I learned that the most powerful battles are the ones you fight alone. See, breaking yourself isn't about giving up, it's about letting go. Letting go of the version of you that's afraid to try again. Letting go of the pain you keep rehearsing. Letting go of the labels the world put on you. It's about saying, I am done being my own limitation. I am done pretending I'm not capable of greatness. I realized that I was not broken beyond repair. I was breaking open to rebuild strong. Every scar you carry tells a story. Every failure hides a lesson. Every heartbreak prepares your heart for something greater. I stopped running from pain and started learning from it. Because pain is not your enemy. It's your teacher. It's the fire that burns away who you are not, so you can become who you were meant to be. When I broke, I learned humility. When I broke, I learned patience. When I broke, I learned that real strength isn't about never falling. It's about rising again, differently. You can't rebuild yourself until you accept that some parts of you were never meant to survive the journey. The fear, the doubt, the laziness, the comfort, they all had to go. I had to face the version of me that always said, tomorrow, the version that blamed others, the version that wanted results without sacrifice. And when I looked that version in the eyes, I said, it's time for you to die, so I can finally live. That's the day my rebirth began. When you rebuild yourself, you build with intention. You stop living for validation. You start living with purpose. You wake up not because you have to, but because you want to. You chase growth, not comfort. You understand that discipline is love. Every rep in the gym, every early morning, every lonely night of hard work, they all become bricks in the foundation of your new life. Listen to me. You are not too broken to rebuild. You are not too late to start over. You are not too weak to rise again. You just need to believe that your story is not over because it isn't. You may have fallen apart, but that doesn't mean you failed. It means life stripped away everything that wasn't real, so you could discover what is. I remember the nights I cried myself to sleep. The days I questioned why it was so hard. The moments I begged for a sign to keep going. But then I realized the sign was already inside. You know, every heartbeat was saying, don't give up yet. Every breath whispered, you're still alive for a reason. And that reason is to rebuild yourself into the person you were always meant to be. Transition from pain to purpose. When I rebuilt myself, I built differently. This time, I built on truth, on self-respect, on consistency, on faith. I built a mind that doesn't panic under pressure. I built a heart that doesn't seek approval. I built habits that don't depend on motivation. I built a version of me that can't be broken by opinions, rejection, or failure. Because now, I know who I am. Reflective tone, cinematic slowdown. Do you know what happens when you rebuild yourself from the ashes? You stop chasing happiness, and you start creating it. You stop needing people to complete you, because you've already become whole. You stop fearing the storm, because you've already walked through fire. The old you might have lived in fear. The new you lives in purpose. The old you wanted comfort. The new you seeks growth. The old you dreamed. The new you acts. Momentum builds. Cinematic narration. So if you feel like your life is falling apart, if you feel lost, confused, broken, exhausted, don't run from it. Embrace it. Because this might be your breaking point, but it could also be your turning point. Maybe you needed to lose everything to find yourself. Maybe you needed to fall apart to understand what you're made of. Maybe life isn't punishing you. It's preparing you. The seed must be buried before it can grow. The diamond must be cut before it can shine. The heart must break before it can open. So if you're breaking right now, understand that you're being rebuilt for something greater. You're being shaped by the struggle. You're being refined by the pain. You're being prepared for the purpose that only the new you can fulfill. Emotional slowdown, wisdom tone. Rebuilding yourself isn't a one-time event. It's a lifelong process. You'll rebuild again and again because growth never ends. And every time you do, you'll rise a little stronger, a little wiser, a little more unstoppable. You'll look back and realize the pain didn't break you. It built you. Cinematic ending, strong and emotional. So today, if you're standing in the ruins of your past, don't curse the destruction. Thank it, because it cleared the space for your rebirth. Don't fear being broken. Fear staying the same, because when you dare to break yourself, when you dare to rebuild, you stop living as a victim and start rising as a warrior. I broke myself to rebuild myself, and in the process, I found my strength, my peace, my purpose. If you're going through darkness right now, remember, you are not falling apart. You are falling into place. Keep going, keep fighting, keep rebuilding, because the version of you that's coming is worth everything you've been through. Sometimes you have to destroy who you were to become who you were meant to be.